Are you actually Jewish?
I am Jewish.
What do you think of America sending billions of dollars to Israel? Do you support Israel or America first?
Personally, because of my personal beliefs, I support Israel, but there's nothing you can say and you're going to edit that.
Why would we edit it? You just said you support Israel.
I do.
Why do you live in the U.S.?
I grew up in the U.S., I'm Jewish, and I support Israel, and I'm sorry to say that.
Okay, who would you support more, Israel or the U.S.?
Both.
No. You can't say both. It's either the U.S. or Israel. You can't have one. You can't have them at the same level.
I can have them at the same level because I'm not educated enough. Once someone educates me, I can say it.
What do you think of Bibi Netanyahu?
I'm not educated enough to say my stance on that.
Are you educated on anything?
I'm educated on science.
On science?
I'm a kinesiology major, not a historical major.
So do you think Jews are God's chosen people?
I'm Jewish.
And that's a problem we have in the world in general, is that people can stand for anything and not truly know what they're standing for. You know what I mean? We don't force people to stand on that. Like this young lady saying, I'm Jewish, I stand for Israel. Yeah, I stand for Israel. And then when they start pushing her on it, she's like, well, I'm not educated enough to speak on it, but I stand for Israel. Okay, so you're just standing for it because you heard that those are God's chosen people and you think you should stand on it, or whatever reason that you might be standing for Israel. But it's just crazy that we have people out here who don't have to know what the fuck they're talking about to talk, or know what the fuck they're supporting to support something. You know what I mean? Like supporting a whole genocide, a whole unaliving of a whole group of people, and you're like, I don't know why I support them, but I do support them. I'm just, they have the right to do what they want. They come first. They're God's chosen people. And we see a lot of that with evangelical Zionism. I'm about to have a video on that too, because they are fucking sick. Those people are crazy. But I don't know, man. Maybe you tell me what you think about it, because I think that it's not just Israel running America. It's not just Israel. It's a lot of different countries have their hand in the pot, has their hand in the pot of America. Didn't you just see Qatar, or I think it was Qatar? They were over here in, I think, Idaho, flying test flights after they bought Trump a plane, or right before they bought Trump a plane, one or the other. It's sick, bro. It's sick. It's sick. Everybody got their hand in the pot of America. We are a capitalist country at heart, but also in politics. Like, our country is sold to the highest bidder, and right now that's Israel. So right now we about to lose a whole bunch of American lives going to war for some pocket change to these guys. I mean, once you got billions, what is even the point anymore? What is even the point? I don't get it. Like, I don't get, once you got billions and you're sitting on money that you could spend, you could never work again. You can never do nothing for the rest of your life and still live a 5-star lifestyle and never run out of money and still pay your taxes. Bro, and these people still would do anything for more and more. The greed is crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think, and let's keep on.
Barry Weiss and Ben Shapiro and Alan Dershowitz and Mike Huckabee, and their number one priority is Israel. It's not the United States of America. It's just so obvious.
The existence of the state of Israel is the single greatest guarantor of my loyalty to the United States, frankly. Yeah, it's true. And look at Ted Cruz. He told Tucker Carlson in that interview the overriding reason they ran for the Senate in the first place was to represent the interests of Israel.
Listen, I came into Congress 13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate. Right. And I've worked every day to do that.
It's astounding to hear him just say that with no shame.
The level of Israeli influence over American politics. The cat's out of the bag, and people know about this now. And it's not just that there's no way you're ever going to convince the people who have woken up to this that they're wrong, because they see it for what it is. But it also does seem like it's becoming like a very transparent integrity test for almost everybody who's a commentator in any of these spaces. Like, who's willing to just tell the truth right when you see it in front of you, and who's not?
Why is a country of 9 million people able to dictate terms to a country of 350 million people?
Well, first of all, there's no legitimate reason for that. In other words, there's no intrinsic U.S. interest in any way, whether it's military or security or economic, for this to be the case. There's no moral reason for this to be the case. In other words, one could support Israel without supporting Israel's reckless extremism and militarism and all its wars. And so there's no reason for the United States government to have given a blank check, actually handed our military and our intelligence over to Israel to tell us what to do. There's no legitimate reason for this. The question why this is the case is, of course, I think to all of us, even no matter how much on the inside we are or how many decades we've watched this, a bit of a mystery.
Yes.
And because I've seen this close up for more than 50 years. And if you ask me, am I really sure why Netanyahu, who is a absolutely disgusting warmonger, who has dragged us into terrible wars, who is committing massive war crimes, why he gets 57 standing ovations in the US Congress. If you ask me in my heart, do I really understand that? Is it the AIPAC lobby, the Israel lobby? Well, partly. Is it blackmail by Israel? Because there's no doubt a lot of credible claims of Epstein and more about blackmail. Is it that? Is it direct bribes? Is it fear of American politicians? Is it the mainstream media, which for a lot of reasons owned by a lot of billionaires that tend to be rather ardent Zionists? Is it the large Christian Zionist vote base, which is also a real thing? To tell you the truth, none of it really adds up.
I agree.
In full, because this is not in America's interest. It's not in America's interest to be isolated in the world together with a murderous rogue state, which is sad to say what the Israeli government has become. It is the most lawless state in the whole world right now. It's committing massive war crimes. It is, as Netanyahu said, at war in 7 fronts. If you're at war in 7 fronts, that's pretty weird. That shows you don't have diplomacy. You have war as a policy. And of course, Netanyahu does have war as a policy. And, you know, Tucker, I am at the UN a lot, so I am in the UN Security Council a lot, listening or participating in UN sessions. And the UN, the Israeli politicians come and they yell at the whole rest of the world. And they yell at them in the most vulgar, stupid, puerile, and absolutely imbalanced and irrational way. And then the U.S. representative says, yes, we are with Israel. So if you ask me why this is fundamentally, first, it's disgusting. Second, it is no rational basis. And third, if it is the money, the lobbying, the mass media propaganda, the really strange beliefs of some people, whatever it is, even all of that, for my mind, doesn't add up, because a president of the United States should be able to figure this out a little bit better, that this is absolutely not in America's interest. And we do not have a military that is to be handed out to another country to do whatever reckless things that country is doing. And right now, Israel is not only doing reckless things, it is committing a genocide. And that is not my opinion. That is the opinion pervasively of both scholars and specialists in this matter, and in Israeli human rights organizations, in countless observers inside Israel and observers all over the world. So the U.S. is actually and I'm sorry to say it, complicit in genocide right now.
Of course.
A president should be able to figure this out. And they don't. And so when you ask me this question, I can give you a list of answers, but somehow it doesn't add up for me because this is not so hard to figure out that we are on a terribly wrong track.
And then there's a picture of Clinton in one of these events. And you know who's standing behind him smiling? Miriam Adelson.
Are you serious?
Yes. So what happened? I thought you were a big Republican donor. No, they're not. They don't care about Republicans or Democrats or America. They're Israel first. And so whoever's going to help Israel, they'll give to Clinton, they'll give to Trump, and they'll make sure that they serve Israel. Number one donor to Chuck Schumer, Israel. To Joe Biden, Israel. Hakeem Jeffries, Israel. Mike Johnson, Israel. Ted Cruz, Israel. Trump, Israel. So don't tell me they don't control our politicians when we have eyes and ears and we can see the numbers. And why did they do that with Pollard? I think they're at the point where they realize they've lost the American people, and now they've entered the stage of rubbing it in. Okay? We've gone to suppression and oppression. Before it was propaganda, we'll trick them. We'll tell them that criticizing us is a trope and and cancel and destroy. Okay, that's not working anymore. The control of the politicians is breaking apart. Okay, we'll just go to outright oppression. And Larry Ellison, speaking of rubbing it in, super donor to Israel. So these things are amazing.
And that's why I be trying to tell black people, that's what be pissing me off, is that I understand that the Democratic Party is way more humane than the Republican Party. But what does it matter if they both got the same agenda? You know what I mean? What does it matter if they both got the same agenda? What does it matter if they're taking money from the same people? You know what I mean? What does it matter? They're going to end up doing the same thing. And I challenge any Democrat or Republican. I know a Republican ain't going to be able to do it. But I challenge any Democrat out there to show me the positive changes or the difference in American society that any Democratic president, including Obama, did. I'll wait. It's the same shit. Yeah, prices might get a little better. Things might get a little better, but they never get good. They never make any major changes. They never made any changes to stop what's happening now from happening with Trump in office. You know what I mean? You people ain't never did shit. If Trump is able to sign all these executive orders, run off and do whatever the fuck he wants, why is there nobody who can do all this shit that he's doing, all this breaking the rules he's doing for good? You know what I mean? Why is there nobody who can do this for good on the Democratic side? And then you see no pushback from them. But this ain't even a video about that. I'm just saying this to say that, like, bro, it's annoying. It's annoying. Fuck Republicans. Fuck Democrats. They take money from the same people. They're the same people. We need an independent party. We need an independent party. Run for the human race. Neither of these groups are humans. They're aliens. I swear we've been taken over by aliens. And they're running our government. You know what I mean? That's why everything is inhumane. There is no human rights. Every human should have health care. Because they ain't human. So they don't give a fuck about a human. I'm going to make my theory on that. Because I feel like we've been taken over by aliens. I'm not being 100% serious, you know what I mean? I'm not running around saying that shit. But, you know, that would be a good theory to entertain, because where's the humanity in these people? These people display nothing but inhumanity, inhumaneness in the way that they act, in the way that they run their companies, and the way that they do things. You know what I mean? And niggas are asking for $2 more on their salary, $4 or $5 more on their salary, which wouldn't make a dent in a Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, none of their pockets. Wouldn't make a dent. They could pay everybody $100 an hour and it still wouldn't make a dent. Okay, it might make a little dent, but it ain't gonna hurt them. They'll still be well the fuck off. These people ain't human. They just can't be human. They love the suffering of humans. And everything that happened on that Epstein boat, that damn show wasn't, or boat, island, damn show wasn't human, because I'm thinking of them eating the babies on the boat. Bro, it wasn't human. None of it's human. These people can't be human, bro. But I'm sorry, that was a whole rant on something else, but let's keep going.
Told everybody, that P. Diddy 50 Cent bullshit that everybody was so focused on had an agenda behind it. And what do you know? Just found out over 1,000 preachers were sent to Israel as their guests. What do you think that means? I think you all know exactly what that means. Not to mention the CEO and founders of Blackboard. If you don't know what Blackboard is, how can I say it, affiliated with every college and every major college and major university in this country. So what do you think that means for the education system here in this country now? The state of Israel is pulling in all the major players. We all remember when all these governors and congressmen and senators and all these people went to Israel a little while back. They're pulling in all of our top players in this country. And everybody's sitting here worried about P. Diddy and all that dumbass shit. Listen, even the Epstein list. Truth be told, ain't nothing gonna happen to those people. Nothing at all. But to keep people talking and keep them away from what's really going on, hell yeah, let's all keep talking about the Epstein list. I'm gonna be real with you. What's going on with that Epstein list, or should I say with the type of thing that goes on in the Epstein Island, that's been a part of their agenda forever. They've been doing this shit forever. So you're not gonna stop that. You need to start focusing on what's really going on. And people that think they shouldn't give a damn, I'm gonna be real with you, you're gonna be left in the dark. Why? Because the future is here. It's not around the corner. Our new world begins now. And if you do not understand what's going on, you are gonna be fucked in this system. Open your eyes up, people. Distractions, don't let them get to you no more.
He said no new wars. He said no new wars. This isn't new. This isn't new at all. The Islamic regime never had intention of keeping peace with anyone. They attack countries unprovoked that aren't even involved with any peace deals or conversations within government. Look at Dubai, for example. They have nothing to do with any of this, and they were just attacked. Australia's on the other side of the globe, and they've been getting attacked. The UK Prime Minister just got on the news talking about how just on their soil in the last year alone, there have been 20 attacks done by these organizations out of Iran. Germany, Paris, Sweden, Italy, Syria, Lebanon, Bahrain, and of course, Israel.
We about to fact check this shit. First, if you mess with me, make sure that follow button. Happy Women's History Month and happy Ramadan. Let's get it. What the hell is she talking about? First, Iran is not funding the deadliest radical Islamic terrorist group, which is the Islamic State, which Iran has problems with. Not to mention that Iran is not the only country that has funded terrorist groups. Recently, we had the Prince of Saudi Arabia at the White House, and they funded 9/11. And the reason why Iran attacked Qatar, the UAE, Israel, and Dubai is because they're responding back to Israel and United States attack. Those locations have US military bases. And just like what the United States and Israel did to Iran, Iran is trying to destroy the United States military power, which is considered successful because they took in the lives of 4 military members. And wasn't it last year that Israel bombed Qatar, which is a US ally and was neutral to the Iran-Israel conflict? Not to mention the constant attack on Gaza during peace agreements, which is an ally to Iran. So technically, Israel is doing what you're talking about. Mind you, the attack in Iran doesn't even make any sense. The United States and Israel attacked Iran during a nuclear negotiation. I'm sorry, for someone who's trying to be the president of peace, you shouldn't be bombing people during negotiations.
This is word for word, verbatim, from the Jerusalem Post by Benjamin Netanyahu in 1990. If we get caught, they will just replace us with a person from the same cloth. So it doesn't matter what you do. America is a golden calf, and we will suck it dry, chop it up, and sell it off piece by piece until there is nothing left but the world's biggest welfare state that we create and control. Why? Because it's God's will. And America is big enough to take the hit, so we can do it again and again and again. This is what we do to the countries that we hate. We destroy them very slowly, but we make them suffer for refusing to be our slaves.
This is who our government is saying is our greatest ally. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, are you okay being a cash cow? Are you okay just being a resource for another country? Are you okay with being used as a tool? That's exactly what Benjamin think you are. And for anybody who can read this or hear this and say, hey, no, that's not the case, you're blind, you're deaf and dumb.
But yeah, y'all, don't fall for the propaganda. You know what I mean? America first, Israel first. I mean, we're Israel first today. In the next 5 years, we might be Iran first if they could pay enough. You know what I mean? That's how the system works. That's how our system works. We're a capitalistic country, and it shows in our politics that you can pay to get whatever you want done in politics. It's crazy. But I'm not here to waste no more of your time. Like, comment, subscribe, hype this video up if you can, and we out.